Hi everybody, Kenneth G Hasty here once again with my series of videos for leaders, for business owners, for sales managers, and for salespeople about how to be better at your craft, how to make more money, be more effective. It comes from my many years of sales and sales management and executive sales management, as well as marketing, etc. And so I try to pay a little forward because I'm a business growth consultant and I'm also a certified sales automation consultant. So one thing you might notice if you've been watching my videos, just take a side note here, a little left turn, you notice the board is bigger, right? Well, happy to say that we just moved into our new offices. So we're in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. We got the second floor of a building and open for new clients. So I'm excited about that. If you'd like to discuss that with me a little bit more, and what do we do? In short, what we do is we help small businesses become bigger businesses, and we've got all the different ways to do it. So if you're interested in that, it's Kenneth at kennethghasty.com, or you can check me out on my website at kennethghasty.com. We can talk. But meanwhile, we'll go ahead and do these videos. And today's video is called When Someone is a Liar. What does that mean? Well, some could say that we're all liars, or at least we all don't tell everything all the time. And that's, I'm sure there's truth to that, right? But what about at work? What about when you have uncovered and you know somebody is a liar, you know they're lying? Well, I like to always look at what's the background, what's the reason behind it. Maybe it's in their childhood. I mean, there's things beyond my pay grade, if you will, as far as analyzing people. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, but um, but I do know how to respond to things and what tends to make things best in the workplace. So let's look at it this way. Let's say we uncover somebody's lied to us. Then what's the best way to handle it? Well, I submit that one way is to do nothing because knowledge is power, right? Because now you know this person is dishonest, and now to be careful. To keep. I don't get mad that somebody lies to me. I'm just disappointed that now I can't believe anything they tell me because like a little switch goes off in me that says that they're a liar. So now I got to be ready for it. Um, and I found when people do things that you wouldn't think people would do, especially when it's on purpose, let's say theft or things like that, they're not at all afraid to lie about it. I used to think I was naive in my earlier sales management days, and I pull people in. Well, did you do this? Well, no, I didn't know. Oh, okay, I didn't think so. I just wanted to check. And later you find out they did. Well, duh. If somebody's going to do one thing, they'll do the other and cover it up, right? So anyway, let's just look at it. If somebody lies to you, there's a few ways to handle it. If it's in the family or a group of friends situations, then the best thing to do is make sure you've got a witness anytime you come to an agreement on something. That's why they have witnesses in legal things. That's why there's contracts and people witness contracts. The very best thing to do is actually have it in writing like a contract, even have them sign it. But most of the time that's not really practical. But when you're agreeing to something and somebody, and it's kind of important, maybe it's their role in a project or whatever it might be, then you want to make sure that you don't get into a he said, she said, whatever kind of situation. So one of the great ways in today's business is email. So you can send an email to the person, to the group, say here's what we agreed to, especially if it's after a meeting. That's why you do minutes after meetings, with accountabilities and things. And if you're not doing that, I highly suggest it. So anyway, we go to that person, say, here's what you agreed to, or here's what we agreed you'll do over this time period. Then if they come back later and they go, oh, I didn't agree to that. Well, you're like, well, yeah, according to the email you did. Even if they don't give you a follow-up email, you want to give them, here's a word of advice for you. If somebody you want to keep in the company, you always want to give them a way to have a graceful step back, a graceful way back out of it, right? And so you can say, well, perhaps you misunderstood, or maybe I didn't make myself clear, or perhaps I misspoke, or perhaps you misspoke, or whatever. Give at least on occasion you can kind of be gracious and get them out, but it's a serious business when people are lying to you. So you want to make sure in business that doesn't somehow backfire on you in your job, right? So get as much as you can in writing, have witnesses as much as you can. Try to be understanding. They're people, and it's hard to say, well, what makes them tick and why they're that way. But once you understand it, then just you know what you're dealing with, right? and try not to be that person yourself. If there's an issue and you're facing it, it's never good to lie about it and try to get away from it. Best just to face it up, face up to it and walk up and say, look, I screwed up. I did this. I didn't do this, whatever it was, and move forward, because, long past that issue in that company and in your life, your integrity is far more important than that little issue, right? So that's what I've got for today. It's Kenneth G Hasty, KennethGHasty.com. Now, if you like these videos, then please forward them, retweet them, etc., or at least click like, right? And if you do, we'll keep doing them, and hope you like them. So anyway, till next time, Kenneth G Hasty signing off. Don't lie.